friends, once again, you are welcome to another brand new day. And as you can see, our friend is here once again to answer all the questions with all the smiles on his face. Jeffrey, once again, you are welcome to this platform.
Wow. You know, I seem to be bouncing around here on my knee. But it's wonderful to be here, and thank you so much, Comfort. I certainly appreciate everything that you do. I mean, man, you're all over the place, and you're like charged up, and I get energy from you, so I appreciate that. Thank you so very much.
Thank you too. Really appreciate. We're trying to learn from you and just copying what you are doing so that we keep our business going, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put me a little there. I'm on the table now, so I'm not bouncing all over the place. I apologize for that.
That looks good, and myself, like any other person, we do enjoy the shirt you're putting on now. So we really need to see the shirt is so beautiful. Yeah. So just tell us, this is just brief or as much as you can. This is a public discussion. We're live on YouTube now because we just want to answer a few questions. So if you can just tell us what the public would need to know. How far is Mr. Ash Mufareh and his team gone now with OFOUNDERS, please?
Oh yeah, man alive! I'll tell you what, that's giving me a lot of leeway here. But if I can, before I even go to the public portion of this, I do want to say something to the founders that if you haven't gone into the back office and you haven't seen Mr. Mufareh's latest video, the one he put out on Monday, I believe, of this week.
Yes.
And he came on and spent a couple of hours with us, and oh my goodness, I am telling you, if you haven't gone to see that, get on there, folks. Go see that, because that is the most enlightening, wonderful. He touched on just about everything.
Yes.
And it's so phenomenal the way that he puts things out. It was full of teaching moments and gold nuggets as only he can. At the very end there, he even had his couple of children on there, and oh man, I'll tell you what, they are splitting image ash, and they're just beautiful kids, and I envy them because they've got a father with such a fantastic heart and somebody that's able to take wisdom from life and put it into teachable moments. But he doesn't just do it with the kids, he does it with founders and anybody that's part of who he is. So get on there and see that, because it is an absolutely uplifting video webinar, and there's a lot of stuff to learn from that. Exactly. So as far as now, having said that, publicly, what are we looking at? Well, Mr. Mufareh has been working on this thing for going on 3 years. By all rights and by all accounts, in my opinion, it should take twice or even 3 times that much to do what he's done. Similar companies that or not that he's been in, but other companies, I mean, even if you look at Zoom, who had one product they launched like in 2012, and then it took them 2 years to launch the one product, 2 years for one product, right? Mm-hmm. And then it took them another 5 years after that to become profitable. That's not what we want. Mr. Mufareh has gone through this thing in the last 3 years, has created such a phenomenal marketing platform that has, 50 different companies sitting on top of it, and he's done it all from scratch. How he's done it and how he's just blessed by God. I mean, he is gifted to do this. Nobody else could have done this. There's no way that we could have had one person that could stand up and do all of this in light of everything that we've gone through. When you look at what he's done, and I'm guessing you just want to talk to the public about what we are, where we are,
exactly,
and what's important, right?
Right.
Okay. Obviously, we started in 2018. We went through 5 or 6 different phases throughout the last 3 years. At each step, Mr. Mufareh has stepped up his game. They stepped up the funding. They stepped up the products, and they stepped up technology. They stepped up staffing. We went from a small platform, or what we thought was going to be a small platform, to something that's become a behemoth, just absolutely massive. We're no longer a simple conventional marketing platform that has conventional technology, non-AI, non-smart technology. There are no second or third party uh, accomplishments in this thing. Everything is done by Mr. Mufareh and his team. All the code has been written. It's all from scratch. It's built from the ground up. Somewhere halfway through, 2019, they decided that they wanted to do everything in house, and they bumped up the staff more, and then they moved the building from Kolkata to Bangalore, and added a bunch more staff, and got more products, and started writing. They hired people to do the AI, which again is all theirs. It's run from scratch. They integrated all of the products as they were building the products. They went from 5 or 6 products to a dozen products, from a dozen products to 2 dozen products, from 2 dozen all the way up. I mean, we're sitting. He's got minimally, I would imagine, 40, 50 departments, each one that can stand alone. How this man, I am just amazed every time I listen to him, every time I hear him speak, and every time I see what is being accomplished. It's just, we're changing the world. It's revolutionary in every sense of the world. We are unique. We are on top of everything. And he came on last week and talked to us a little bit about some of the things. Oh, and by the way, congratulations to Bangladesh. Oh my goodness, you guys have stepped up. You have been seen and heard, and Mr. Mufareh has blessed you. And he's already said, hey, we're working on it. It's a done deal with Bangladesh. So keep up the good work and congratulations. I know that that's a beautiful people. I've been on webinars with them before, and they're just so loving and so caring and want to do the right thing because it's right. And that's Mr. Mufareh's heart. That's what all this is about. It's about lifting up humanity, lifting up people, lifting up our own consciousness of understanding what is going on in the world and how we can help through the expansion of Onpassive through the world. And as founders, which is the lead, oh man, there is no other position in the world you want to be in. You want to be is Onpassive as an Onpassive founder, because that's where the real blessing is. That's where Ash fully extends his grace just so completely and so succinctly. It's absolutely wonderful. It's just something that when we start to realize the goodness that's coming out of Onpassive, and it's all by design, when you start understanding that when we talk about AI with heart, we're talking about weaving a benevolence into Onpassive that says we care about people, we care about the world, we want to do what's right because it's right. And all of these things that he's bringing out, all of these products that he has pushed to the forefront through superior technology, right? Yeah. Superior programming, and every one of these products that he's got, which equate to, it's an abbreviation of the internet. Literally, we have everything that anybody needs for any onboard or online presentation, any presence, any business, if you will. It's out there. And that was by design. When he first came on board, he knew what was going on in the world. He knew the products that were out there and everything that was being used. And he quite simply said to himself, if I can create a set of all these products that are fresher, cleaner, sweeter, redder, faster, newer, cheaper, less expensive,
most important,
and put them all under one roof, put them all in one place. It's like, what was that movie? Build it and they will come. I think it was the baseball field, whatever it was, but that was the philosophy. He knows with all these in one place, the products are already being used and they're better than anything out there. They're going to be less expensive than anything out there. And we are a massive, massive AI IT company, artificial intelligence, information technology company. And we are playing with the big boys. He came on earlier this week and he was talking about our new the GoFounders, how we're kind of retiring that, and we'll be coming out with the new OFounders pretty quick. And that's we know it's a done deal. It's going to happen in the next 2-3 days, and next week, whatever his timing is. And with that is going to come, a half a dozen other products that he's got that are going to be the models that are needed for the OFounders platform and for us as a community. And those will be in there too. But Onpassive, if you haven't, and I'll speak directly to the public right now, for you folks that have not seen, which I can't imagine, if you have not seen Onpassive and you're not sure what it is, do a search, find a link, go to onpassive.com. That's where I'd go. Go to onpassive.com and start learning about us, because you are about to miss the phenomenal opportunity in your lifetime. If you're one of those folks that said, gee, I wish I'd gotten in Facebook back in the day, or Bitcoin back in the day, or Google back in the day, or Amazon back in the day, or Apple back in the day, or any of 1,000 high-tech tech giants, this is your chance. This is the time you want to get in now, because we've been at this for about 3 years, 3 solid years. And we have built, and we have coded, and we have blessed, and we have done 100 million things. And when I say we, it's not me. It's Mr. Mufareh and his tech team, his brilliance, and he's the brain behind it all, and he's got a brain trust that came up with all of this stuff and integrated it so that you've got a complete digital solution, right? We call it the total internet solution. That's what Onpassive is. And more than that, it's got built in right into the digital infrastructure of the entire platform, of the entire product suite of everything, the smart business solution on top of a marketing platform. It has the core and backbone of benevolence that is ensuring our success and ensuring the success of others by making founders successful and the members to come after launch successful as well. So learn about us. I mean, we're into everything. It's all about big data. It's all about doing what's right because it's right. It's all about new things, new technology, fresher technology, and we're not going away. We're here for generations. We know that, and we're not worried about what is the launch day. Who cares? It's coming. It's here. So, Chris Johnson, it's coming. It's coming.
No, of course, it's right here. It's just
you gotta love it.
Right. So,
we are.
Jeffrey, you said something before I even go ahead. Thank you guys for joining us. We have Jeffrey. We have a GIFO on board. They say hi to both of us. Patricia Stan says hi. Patience says hi. Hello, Borden. Alan Borden is here. And he says we are having a great conversation right now. So thank you for joining in, guys. Jeffrey, I want to use this opportunity to tell you and the rest of the team watching us and people who will watch later on, Onpassive family of the UK, we are planning to have a face-to-face meet and greet on Saturday, the 13th of November, 2021. In Milton Keynes, United Kingdom, and we are inviting everybody who is in the UK. You can come as a founding member. It's your place to come. We want to meet face to face for the first time. And secondly, if you have your loved ones, you would like them to come along, why not? We'll be happy to present this golden opportunity to them. So guys, stay tuned and join in. Thank you all for joining. And why not, if you feel like supporting us, why not hit the subscribe button and share too with loved ones? So this said, Jeffrey, earlier on you said something which was interesting. I think our viewer would have been eager to know what exactly happened. Not what exactly, but give us an idea. What did Ash do to Bangladesh last week? Because you said congratulations, and so is there anything you can give a hint of what happened?
I think so, but I want to be careful too. I'm not sure how much of this is public knowledge, but we opened up a team in Bangladesh, and when I say we, I mean somebody.
Sure.
We started developing founders in Bangladesh, and they went gangbusters. I mean, by the thousands, and they got Mr. Mufareh's attention, so they got Onpassive's attention, obviously, and Onpassive has been communicating with them, and I know that Mr. Chris Johnson's been instrumental in communicating with and supporting Bangladesh. And as a result of that, they've got some things happening through Onpassive that will, I mean, Ash is just doing what Ash does.
I know,
when he sees teams like this and groups like this, he gets involved with them. And he gets involved with them at a personal level, and then that personal level turns into a professional level, and boom, there we go. So just know that Ash says Bangladesh, hey, it's a done deal, brothers. You guys are good to go. You're golden. We see what you're doing. Thank you. By the way, they're going to be extending some grace over to Bangladesh and just Onpassive, and that's what Ash does. I mean, that's just what he does.
That is just Ash, right? Everybody
that's Ash.
Somebody says Ash over delivers, and you can't stop him from delivering when he wants to, right? That's the sweet thing about him. So
that's the beauty of it. Yeah.
Yes. Earlier on, equally, you were emphasizing on the idea of people checking out at the back office, like to see the previous webinar that Ash had. They will hear more about what we're talking about Bangladesh here if they want to get. Why is it important?
Oh, a lot more.
This is important here. People need to know, why is it important for people to log into their back office at least a couple of times a day? Why is it that important for the business and for founders in particular?
There's more than one reason to do that. But obviously, if you're a founder and you want to be in the know, there's a lot of information in our GoFounders community that you simply will not, and it should not be out in public. That's almost an earmark of Mr. Mufareh's strategy, and I love it. I mean, since day one, he has kept things very close to the vest, so to speak, and has not allowed, as much as absolutely appreciable anyway, any information that would jeopardize or would put in harm's way any information that is either strategic or technical or perhaps even, more to the point, confidential or proprietary about Onpassive. We just don't want that out there because the tech people, they know who we are, the tech giants, and we know what happened, to WebEx and Zoom and all that. So, I mean, he's brilliant. He's been doing the marketing for a lot of years. He knows what's out there. And because of that, he's holding it very close to the vest. But a lot of that information that he lets go of is let go of in the community. So if you're a founder, log in and listen to some of these founder-only webinars. That's where you're going to get the real good information. If you log in there and you look at the one that was done last Monday with Mr. Mufareh, then you will learn specifically what's going on with Bangladesh. You will learn specifically what's going on with other countries and other offices and what's going on specifically with Onpassive. You will learn more about timelines. You will understand a lot more about where Mr. Mufareh's heart and head is as we go into, the next 2-3 weeks, which are going to be crucial in our development. We're going to see some things happen. He's got it. It's on the way. It's done. I stopped talking as much as I could. I stopped talking about products and stuff like that a while back because that's a given. And Mr. Mufareh will tell you it's a given. This is happening. So log into that back office because it's really, really important. There's a lot of good information back there for you.
That's very reassuring. So this question now is kind of similar but pertaining to emails. I read on your wall a couple of days, about a week ago, you told a story of someone whose email address was I think he lost his email address because he had not accessed it for a long time. So can you come back to that again so that you explain again to our people why they should regularly log into their email addresses? Because just spare me, guys. Let me tell a story. Yesterday, I had stress up to here with a founding member of mine. He just joined a week ago and he was very vibrant, going in and out of the back office every meeting and telling me a new thing he just learned. And suddenly he comes and tells me, oh, I changed my email address from Yahoo to Google and now I'm having problems. I said, who asked you to change? So these things I'm just presenting so that you advise on the right thing to do with emails right now, Jeffrey, because my people really badly need this information. What is the right thing to do with your emails? If it is working, what do you do? What should we do to avoid losing it at some point? I know that I've made the whole thing complicated. Sorry.
There was an engineer told me one time, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think this is probably good philosophy for right now. If you got an email address and you're using it, don't do anything with it. Leave it alone. Keep using it. That's not something you want to change right now. The story you were talking about a little bit ago is I had a guy in my team that had created, 10 emails in it may have been Gmail, it may have been some other, I'm not sure who the service provider was, but after he created them, he didn't go back. He then created some accounts in GoFounders using them, right? The same day, I think. But then he didn't check into that email or those accounts for a while, months, like 2 months, 30 days more. It was a long time. When he went back and tried to go to Google or whoever was the email provider to log into the email, those accounts had been deactivated. And he's like, oh, for non-use, because a lot of people would create an account and then they would do nothing with it. That's what we don't want. So when you create an account, no matter who it's with, whether it's Yahoo or Google or Hotmail or whatever, log into that account, every couple of days at least, just to make sure that it's good. Because the problem you run into, if you lose your email account, then there's nowhere for GoFounders to send you password resets or password information. You're not going to get that information. And so without that, say for instance, if you went to reset your password and they sent you a reset to that email that you can't log in, now you're locked out of your GoFounders account because you don't have the email. So check in and log into your emails and make sure they're working. We're coming very quickly up on a time where you're going to need to make sure that all of your emails are working, because some of the security changes with OFounders are going to include heightened security, and you're going to need to know those. So please check into them.
Right. So that said, let's stay here on the emails thing for a few more seconds, please. So what will happen if my email is deactivated and I'm still accessible to Onpassive with that email? Does it help anything?
If your email, when you have a deactivated email, but you're still able to go into GoFounders, that's good, I guess, because the OFounders. The problem occurs when OFounders or Onpassive tries to communicate with you using that email, and you won't be able to get it. So if you go in and say, oh, I'm going to change my password, you're going to get a password notification to that deactivated email, which means you aren't going to get it. So you're now going to be locked out of your account. You do not want to be locked out of your account, especially now when we're going into this particular phase of the pre-launch, because things are going to speed up. They're going to start happening, and you need to. Right now is the time to make sure that all of your emails are accessible and working correctly. Make sure that you've got the passwords, because you're going to need to know those. I mean, I'm not sure how much we can talk about it, so I'll just tell you, there's going to be increased security. Obviously, if anybody can access your GoFounders account, that means they can get into all of your everything, including your wallet and your banking information, and that is the last thing you want to happen. That's why we're doing added security. And Mr. Mufareh is dead on the money, and that he's right on, and he's telling you, make sure your emails are working right. Make sure that you've got access as you need it, because there will be heightened security, and we got to do that, and he understands that. I mean, he's spot on. I mean, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So there's much about emails. Let's just talk email this evening, right? Why? There's a lot of things we do when we're signing up for Onpassive. Why is there so much importance around emails? And
well, think about this now. First and foremost, our email is our GoFounders ID. That is a digital fingerprint for me. That one. That's why if you open one or more GoFounders accounts, soon to be OFounders accounts, you have to have a separate email for everyone, because that is your ID. That's very, very important. I mean, you've got to have ID and you got to have a password, right? When you go to your bank and your name is your ID, what happens if you change your name? Well, you just changed your ID. Same thing with GoFounders. If you go in and you try to change your email, it's not just a name in a blank. That email is a spot you go to get information.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just like, oh, I just changed my name a little bit, because you can still use it. If you change that email, you've changed the direction that the information flows to get into your GoFounders account. So you don't, it is your GoFounders ID. So you do not want to jeopardize that. And you want to keep every email address that you've got associated with GoFounders. You need to keep that somewhere, and let somebody know, hey, these are my email addresses and my passwords. And these are my GoFounders accounts and my passwords associated with these emails in case something happens to you. Obviously, make it somebody you trust implicitly, but if your computer crashes and now you've lost all your passwords, that will not be pretty for you. It will not end well, in short. So
Right.
keep that in mind.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. So once again, guys, those who are joining now, thank you all for joining, and continue to share. And why not subscribe if you can? We just want to use this opportunity again to tell you, Onpassive family team, Onpassive family, we are meeting on the 13th of November in Milton Keynes. So if you are in the UK, we would be expecting you and your loved ones in Milton Keynes on the 13th of November at 1 p.m. UK time. So we have decided that the team, the leadership team, they are preparing, or they are going to provide why not refreshments for everybody. So just come with yourself and let's have some fun. Let's just see ourselves for the first time in our lives. So that said, Jeffrey, there were a few things that came up this week that time you are just shocked that, oh, somebody's asking this, but of course, yes, they really want to know. Some people are still asking now, as you and I sit here, what is NDA? So if you can tell us, what is NDA? Why should people sign it? And if I don't sign my NDA and we launch today, will I be considered a founding member of Onpassive?
You're saying NDA as in
Yes.
non-disclosure agreement? Okay, all right. I
Yes.
wasn't sure if you're saying NDA, like near-death experience. I'm like, oh, we don't need that.
Stop. Not yet.
Non-disclosure agreement
Yeah.
is it's a document. I mean, in a nutshell and very briefly for the lay people, it's a document that you will sign saying that I understand that I'm being given confidential or proprietary information. I'm learning sensitive information about Onpassive as a GoFounders member, and I promise that I am not going to do anything that's going to harm or give that information out or share that information that I'm not supposed to with anybody else. It's very standard. I mean, I have signed an NDA for every business I've ever worked for. I mean, a prime example, a classic example is go try to join the military and see how many documents you got to sign saying I'm not going to do anything bad. But other than that, that's what it is. It's simply a document. Now, Onpassive is a catch-all. It's pretty. I mean, the legal team came up with a long document, but it basically says we're giving you and allowing you a position in the company here, and we are trusting you with information that we do not want out in the public. And it says a bunch of other stuff, but it's basically saying, and you agree that you're not going to try to hurt us or do anything with this. And that's about as simple as I can make it. But don't let it scare you. Get in, sign that NDA, because if you don't sign that NDA, Comfort, then you aren't going to be able to. Onpassive is going to do marketing. It's got marketing campaigns for the founders all set up and ready to rock and roll. Without you signing an NDA, without me signing an NDA, they are not able to do anything for you, right? So if you've got a founder position right now and you've paid for it, but you haven't signed your NDA, either sign the NDA or ask for your money back, because you're dead in the water. I've got 4 or 5 people in my team, right? There are lots of people that haven't signed the NDA because they're afraid of it for some reason. Ask for your money back, because you're dead in the water. We can't build your team for you, and we can't go out and market for you, and we can't share anything with you until you sign that NDA. That covers us and it covers you. So just please go do it. Go do it, because if you don't, It's not going to end well.
You're right. No, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm satisfied, and I hope that everybody's making use of this information. So thank you, Emmanuel, for joining. Jeffrey, Emmanuel is saying hi to you and I. So we appreciate you for joining. Guys, go ahead and tell us what is your experience with your team members. What are you doing about emails, accessing the back office, and so on? We need as much information as we can. So just share your thoughts on the comment section, because people will watch these videos over and over, and they are coming here because they want to learn. So
Yeah.
thank you once again, Jeffrey. You know, sorry. The way I want to discuss products a bit. I did not bring my water here. So I want us to discuss products. Not like all of the products though, but there's something I've been hearing of late about free products. What do you call free products? Like we have 50 now. What do you call refer to as free products? And what are some of the examples of the free products that are within our products?
Well, now Mr. Mufareh likes fancy stuff, unlimited stuff, right? I mean, all sorts of good stuff. That includes giving stuff away. Man, he is the giveaway king as far as I'm concerned. He is forever. If it's not a physical, tangible item and he's giving it away, which he has done, I mean, he's done it. I've been a recipient. He loves to give stuff away, and he's got a lot of products that we will use inside the community and inside of Onpassive, inside of the marketing platform, that he will allow people to use absolutely free. For instance, and I'm not sure if this is one of them, but it could very well be. If you're looking at OTrim or OTracker, absolutely a superior product. It is bigger and better than any other URL shortener out there, and it does more things and is more technologically sophisticated than anything else out there. And that one product, that one, I'll say little simply because it's people don't make a big deal out of it, but that one little product is a multi-billion-dollar business by itself, and we have the premier URL shortener in OTracker or actually OTrim. OTracker is a little bit bigger, but even if you let OTracker go as a free program for people to use, that's even sweeter. I mean, but he's got some that are set apart that he's not going to charge people for. He's just going to let them use it. Now, we may well have versions of those that are not the full-blown versions, but I don't know. So this is all kind of guesswork, but I know this much. The man's heart is about giving value, and he has more value in his products than anybody else I've ever seen in my life, and he's already demonstrated his willingness and his ability to give these things away, and that's what he loves to do. It's part and parcel of who he is. So you can believe that when people start coming on board, they're going to start experiencing these free products, and there's going to be several of them that they'll just be able to come in and use. And the most beautiful thing about every one of these free products, unlike some of the things you're getting these days, we're not taking your personal information. We aren't taking any of your information and doing anything with it. Zero, zero, zero. So if you're thinking, oh, I've got a free email program with Google, let me tell you, they're getting rich off your personal information. Oh, I've got a free program with Facebook, let me tell you, they're getting rich, and they aren't sharing it with you. And they're selling they're selling your personal information, and they're selling your digital data, and they're making billions, and they aren't selling it to people that are going to let you have any of it. So Mr. Mufareh is not doing that. There is nothing at all in Onpassive. No free products, no bought products, no products at all that will ever take the personal data that they have and batch it and sell it to the highest bidder. They won't sell it at all. They don't even keep it. They don't even keep access to it. So that's one of the things that really sets us apart from what the rest of the world is doing. And you're gonna love all the products, not just the free ones, but there will be those that have the free products and they're gonna go, wow, this is really something. And because of that, they're gonna say, let me see what else is in there, and they'll come check us out. They're gonna fall in love with us, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Right. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. So, let's before we round up, let's go to this because you see, Mr. Mufareh says this business is yours the moment you sign up as a founding member. And he encourages you to do something for your business every day, at least just one thing. So, what would you encourage people to do this? I'm just calling this weekend, the new week coming up in front of us. What would you encourage someone to do for their business on passive?
That's real easy. And it comes back to one question, which I would direct to anybody as a founder. What is your passion? What is it you love to do? What is it that you want to do? If you can go on, if you like watching videos, then search Onpassive, jump on somebody's YouTube, watch videos, and like and share. Comment. I mean, even little things like that.
Mhm.
If you can produce a video, produce the video. If you like a particular product, do a search on that product and go like everybody's comments and talk about it and get involved. And that's the big deal. Get involved, get engaged with what's going on, because right now is the time. Now is the time that we're going to be moving forward at a faster pace, and things are going to start, they're going to start picking up, and the more that we do, each and everything that we do, every like, every click, every post, every share, every comment that we do anywhere in a digital arena is going to show up somewhere, and that's going to push our ratings and your ratings and their ratings and the founder ratings and Onpassive ratings through the roof. It's already happening. If you start looking at uh, the statistics for websites and for all, I mean, there are people that know about these things. I don't. But I know that Google keeps a lot of statistics, and there's sites out there that take all these clicks, and man, Onpassive is on the rise. They have moved from way down, and they are getting so close to the top, and they will be at the top. And at one point, it's phenomenal. So getting back, I know I got a little carried away. Sorry. To get back to your question, what can I do? What one good thing I can do? Talk good about your business. Click, support your business, do a video if you can, write a blog if you can, go into the back community even and just share in the community. You know what I mean? Comment in the community. Just anything good that you can do to lift up Onpassive and to lift up your business and give some more visibility to the vision. That's what you want to do, because ultimately whatever you do is going to help you, because Onpassive is doing 95% of the work for you. So if we all go in and lift Onpassive is going to be stronger and better for it, and they're going to lift us even higher too. It's kind of like what Mr. Mufareh said, when you take care, right, as a manager or as a boss or as a person even, when you take care of those people around you and they see that, right, and you're helping them and they go, wow, they want to help you. They in turn will take care of you, and that's what's happening here. Onpassive is really shaping up to show us, guys, we've been saying this for 3 years. Here we are. We're right at the crux of it, and people are finally, a lot of founders have been with us a long time, and there are new ones now saying, wow, I see what they're doing, and you know what? I want to get involved because I believe what they're saying. I know this is happening. I know it's coming into fruition, and so now they're turning around and going out, just like you're saying, and doing something good for Onpassive, because Onpassive is going to be doing something even better for them. It's kind of, we feed them and they feed us. It's creating a snowball effect.
Right. Wow. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Thanks for your time. So, guys, why don't you give Jeffrey a thumbs up? He is always readily here for us, answering all the questions. Even my stupid questions, he answers them happily. Jeffrey, you are very patient with me. Thank you so much for that. And I really do appreciate, and I can assure you, everything you say here goes a very, very, very long way. And we appreciate all you are doing, because each time you pop up, everybody wants to listen, because they know that every word that comes out of your mouth is useful. Oh, so this is honest. This is true. I think everybody can really attest with me. So we appreciate you. Thank you once again, and we will always come for more. We're Oliver Twist. We never stop asking, because you're ready to be here for us. So thank you so much. Thanks, guys. Annette Jallo says thank you, Jeffrey and Comfort. Of course, thank you, Annette. And yeah, thanks. Yeah.
My pleasure. I love it. I love it. I love it. I am so glad to be able to do this. And, to your folks that are not founders, I
This is
cannot express
right.
enough that you need to get into this. You need to see what we're about. Remember that old milk commercial? Got milk? Hey, got Onpassive? Get some. Okay. I will tell you firsthand, 3 years in, I've been doing this. I'm loving it. I don't do anything else. 3 months after I got into this, I stopped doing everything else on Onpassive. I mean, except Onpassive, nothing digitally. We haven't even launched yet. And my life has been changed so much and so dramatically simply because of the outlook that I now have. I did not have this outlook 3 years ago. I did not have the desire to put generosity into everything that I've done. I did not have the heart. And it might sound a little corny, but I look to Mr. Mufareh and I check his heart every time I listen to him. And I'm thinking, you know what? He can do this. I can do this. And that's
Correct.
the only way I know how to repay him now is just to get his message out. And his message is the message of anybody else that has walked a mile in his shoes. It's the old masters, the masters that walked the earth that said it's better to give than to receive, and
Right.
that's been proven. And we know that. And that's what Onpassive is all about. So get in. Just Michael Williams says it. You just got to get in. I love the way
I
that's stuck in my
know.
brain. You just got to get in.
Right.
Just bite the bullet, get in, and then learn. And you're going to be so glad you did. So glad you did. Thank you. I'm
Thank
sorry,
you so
Comfort.
much.
I get
No,
going.
you don't need to be. You see, everybody's happy and everybody's appreciating. Thanks, appreciate Jeffrey's wisdom. They're appreciating you right here. So everything you said, like I said, is just a blessing. Thanks, Jeffrey. And guys, thank you for always being there. Continue to share the love. Let's share until our doors are short, right? So we'll have our peace at heart that we did the best we could to share this love with everybody who needed to hear. So thank you and see you again really soon,
And
guys.
go see Mr. Mufareh's last video. I'm telling you guys, wow, wow,
Yes.
wow. There's a lot of gold nuggets and teaching moments in there, man. I go back and listen to it again.
I know. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. All right. We'll talk again soon, guys. Bye. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.